cold in this place?
It is.
Like,
We got like monsters. You don't want
no,
monsters.
that's okay.
You gotta get that iron.
Yeah. All right. So just introduce yourself, and then we'll start going through
Okay.
questions.
So my name is Austin St. John. I played Jason, the original Red Ranger from television's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was Zeo Gold. I came back in Wild Force for Forever Red. I came back in Beast Morphers for a 2-part episode with Rory and the crew from Beast Morphers. And I also doubled as Kimberly's stunt double.
Is that in the Turbo movie?
You got to figure out where it is. There's an Easter egg.
Okay, so I mean, this is the question I've been asking everyone else, but it's, is there a particular memorable, like funny or just all-around memorable moment that sticks out to you from your time working on the show?
I think probably the original on-air pilot will always be the most special for me because I was, at 17, I was trying to figure out what a leader was, and I had experience in the martial arts. I had been teaching classes, I had leadership experience on the sports field, you know, but that was about the significance of what I understood, other than my parents. My mom was a female cop, one of the first ever in the 1970s, so she, and that's when women didn't belong in the police force, and her own people tried to have her killed. So my mom has always been someone I've had great respect for. My father was a Mustanger in the Marine Corps, enlisted, got out and went to college. I watched him go to school at night typing on triplicate. Y'all don't even probably know what that is. And now you're like word processor, erase, delete, there's a whole new paragraph. Back in my dad's day, it was, you know, ding, you know, that whole thing. And so I watched him go to school at night, and then he got his officer, and you know, he had one heck of a career in the Corps. So I modeled what I understood of leadership based on both of my parents, and they were both, they weren't loud, they didn't flaunt, they weren't gaudy, they weren't all about the bling, they didn't need the attention. They were the strong, silent type. And that was like every sensei or sifu I had trained under, and that was how I modeled Jason, was to walk softly and carry a really big stick.
First of all, thank you for your time as an EMT out in Afghanistan. Coming back, what was it like for you to experience the fandom that was now adults at these conventions?
You know, I think we all understand what job satisfaction is, right? And in fact, too many of us have had jobs where we had no satisfaction. I mean, I know we all get that at some point. My first job, I was 9 years old. I started mowing lawns. You know, I had a paper route after that. I've been working since I was a kid. Nobody ever gave me anything. I've earned everything I've ever gotten. And this job is something that it aired in 40 countries and 90 languages around the world. And I have the ability, along with my co-stars, to travel anywhere in the world and look in the eyes like yours and his, and everybody here, and see that moment where you guys see me, or you see one of my co-stars, and there's an instant 5-year-old regression. Just bang, and there's that smile, and then it's the, I'm not gonna fidget, I'm not gonna twitch, but you're twitching on the inside. And I think that's a pretty powerful thing. It's pretty incredible. The stories that come with it, how we help families stay together, or how we help children that had hell at home find 30 minutes of peace every day in the show. I've heard all these stories, and I think that is just the level of job satisfaction that I get from meeting you now and hearing your stories now that just makes the job even better than when I was doing it.
Oh, a bit of a headcanon. So if Jason were to return and have a Master Morpher, would he have the powers of the Red Ranger, the Omega Ranger, as well as the Gold Ranger power?
I think Jason is the Master Morpher. I don't think the equipment is needed.
Boss answer right there.
I mean, I'm just saying, Jason is You know, they're the heroes with the bling, they're the heroes with all the fancy stuff, the heroes with all the toys, and there are those heroes that need that stuff. Jason has never been a hero that's needed it. You know, he wore Tommy's shield once, but why? He never needed it. He never needed it. The Gold Ranger suit, single most powerful Ranger they ever created. They combined all 3 Gold Rangers into the power of 1 Gold Ranger when they put him in Jason. And he didn't have a Morpher. So I think that Jason is one of those that he represents the power. And I think that's what he is. And I think there's no additional tools or equipment needed. And frankly, I don't think he'd ever want it. He's going to do what he's got to do and be who he needs to be when the time comes. And that's what Jason will always be.
Amen.
You know, I think it's without a doubt that Jason is the most iconic Power Ranger of all time. And if he doesn't take a position in which he did in that first season, I don't think we're here to this day at a convention like this. Did you have any clue that the responsibility that you knew you was going to take into that role, that was something you was going to have to take for the rest of your life?
Man, I had no idea. I'd be lying to you if I said I did. I remember when I read the pilot episode, I mean, the show was called Phantoms, and then it was called Dino Rangers, and then it was called Power Rangers. And Jason was originally Victor, and then they changed Victor to Jason. And
I've never heard any of that.
yeah. So, you know, it was a cattle call for 10,000 guys when I showed up for my first audition, and all the other guys. So I had no idea. I couldn't even wrap my 18-year-old mind around how big, just what a tsunami. It's just a global tsunami. And you guys embraced it, the toys and the brotherhood and sisterhood and the family figures and the fights and the Zords and the robots. And to this day, there's nothing like it. Nobody's been able to recreate anything else like it. We are the one and only. And I'm pretty damn proud of that.
You know, one of my favorite episodes where you were probably showing off your abilities as a leader was the 2-parter Doomsday episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from watching both the American and Japanese version and finding out that that was supposed to be the last, like the final episodes of that show, you know, how did you guys know that was the last of the Power Rangers footage that you were able to use at that time?
No, they didn't. They didn't really consult with us. They worked us. We just heard the whip crack, and we just did what we were told. We filmed a ton, and I mean, I would love to say that they had come in and been like, "Oh, hey, we're running out of footage. Things are about to change." They never gave us that grace. They were like, "Be here tomorrow at 5 a.m. Don't be late every day."
Wow.
That was it. Yeah, they didn't care. They still don't care. Kind of funny. Terrible side to the story, but it's all true. So.
Yeah, so, you know, everybody that's always played like the hero, there's always that moment where they're like, hey, I want to play the villain and stuff. And you had like a moment for like maybe 2 minutes in the Turbo movie where you went evil and stuff. Was that something like low key you were kind of like, I kind of want to do that? Or was it kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Look, I mean, how many movies have we all seen? The bad guys have all the fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And I love Jason. I'm proud of Jason. I will not change him. Well, I got some ideas on things I'm working on for the future. But we're not going to talk about that yet.
All right.
To come back and to be able to be evil and have that fun, unmorphed again, you know, and
It was a moment.
it was a moment. Yeah, people, I can't tell you how many kids came up to this day, big kids now, they're like, oh my God, when you just like beat everybody up, and like, we thought you were gonna kill Tommy, and it's like,
I mean, when you choked him, it was like, is that real? Is this happening right now?
yeah. I think, you know what, if you look at Batman in the 60s, it was pow bang boom, cheesy, you know, it was a ton of fun, but it was, you know, the Batmobile and Robin was corny and, you know, that's what it was. But now look at Batman and you have the Dark Knight and you have this darker, just more adult, visceral feel, heroes and anti-heroes and stuff like that. I would love to see a version, an iteration of that for us, the adults. I would love to see what would the Rangers be? Would we even be Rangers? Would we walk away? You know, the Omega Ranger, parallel universes, Trini and Jason were making out, we swapped suits, I mean, that's cool, but what if it was dark? That would be awesome. So if Jason could come back somewhere, you know, what about King Tyranno? That's been a big one out there. Is King Tyranno evil? Is he not? Is the Omega Ranger, what's he? I mean, the word Omega itself, there's nothing bigger. Like, it's Omega, you know what I mean? So I feel like they choose words for Jason and now Walter and Trini that are heavy. So I don't know. I would love to come back and do something evil because it's just fun, especially if there's a cute girl involved. But you know,
One technically does exist.
we'll see what happens. Yeah.
All right, speed round time.
All right then. What is a favorite recipe that you like cooking with the family?
Well, my 8-year-old is all about his macaroni. That boy, man, he's gonna bleed macaroni if he gets a cut.
Favorite thing to do with your family?
I love cuddling up with my kids and just hanging out in bed and just letting them snuggle up and fall asleep on me every night.
If you weren't a Ranger, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be, especially now, I would be back in the Middle East, doing my best to save lives.
This may be a super hot take here, but what Ranger, Red Ranger in particular, are you most proud of following your legacy?
I'm not real educated on all of them because I didn't watch any of them, including my own. I watched 3 of the 120 episodes I did. I've just never been one that felt the need to look at myself.
Yeah.
I see this every day. I'm good. But I think Dan Southworth is Quantum Ranger is probably one of those. I really enjoyed what he did.
Best monster Jason fought against.
Goldar, all day.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Unmorphed too, by the way.
Yeah,
That was
All day
pretty
long.
tense fight.
Yeah.
I guess, when you transitioned from doing the acting and doing the EMT stuff, was that kind of like an easy transition for you to just kind of step away from acting and just go straight forward?
No, man. I mean, I dropped out of high school to take the job as a Power Ranger. So I didn't really know what I wanted to be. I left Hollywood. I ended up homeless for a while. I had my Jeep, my dog, and I ended up putting myself through 2 college degrees, falling in love with the fire department. Then I figured out I could get paid after I volunteered for years. I was at the Pentagon on 9/11, and then I decided I wanted to go overseas and do what I could. So nothing about it was easy. It was all a process, and I'm proud of it.
Well, thank you so much for all this really good information. Do you have any projects coming up? And also, is there something that you'd like to say to your fans?
Yeah, I think, just thank you. I think too many actors get lost into who they are and how they brought the show to life and what they did to make the show magnificent. And I think sometimes actors forget there's not a show on the planet that doesn't exist without its fans. So thank you to the fans. As far as projects I have coming up, I just released a new film called Tres Leches. You can see it on John Schneider Studios, Cineflix. I play a super stupid cop trying to catch some super stupid teens, one of which who slept with my wife, but I'm too dumb to catch him. So it's a rated R comedy, not for the kiddos. I've got another film that I released on Amazon. It's called A Walk with Grace, where I play a PTSD wrestling coach with some problems. It's on Amazon. So if you like those, it's a good one for the girl flick. If you want brownie points, you know, you want to sit down and have a tear, I'll put you in tears. I had a scene there that I'm told hits you in the feel goods. I've got another film that I did for kids. I did a little cameo, a little more than a cameo, and it's called Monsters at Large. That's on Lionsgate. You can find that on Amazon. I did another TV series on Amazon called Fireball Run. I did season 11. I think I did 17 or 20 episodes with them, so you can check that out. And then I'm getting ready to completely rebuild my website right now and make it truly international. So I can speak with people from no matter where you're from and whatever your host language is. And you can check out my website that will be completely rebuilt in 2 weeks at austinstjohn.biz. And everything, I'm going to pull everything into that one spot. So no matter what you're looking for, you can find me there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Woo!